small business marketing. There's theoretically not a difference between small business marketing and big business marketing. The principles are the same. It's just how you apply it based upon the resources that you have to use to market whatever it is that you have to share with the marketplace. It might be your product, it might be your service, it might be you, it might be a book, whatever it might be. Your ability to market the message of your company, uh, be it just to describe the product or actually sell the product. And marketing is, I've never met a field where there's more experts on marketing than marketing. Everybody's an expert, so they think. I have been involved in marketing and sales, those two business activities for the better part of 40, well, over 40 years now. And I'm still learning. It's an ongoing process. Certain things have worked from the very first time that I ever did them 40 years ago. Other things have changed dramatically, and the changes have come about by technology. Technology has driven the change in how we market the message of our company. Today we call it social network technology. Social network technology is not about any one thing. Some folks would have you believe that social media is the end all to marketing. Not necessarily the case, but very, very important. It's a part of the whole concept of marketing. And depending upon how much time, just like anything else, how much time and how much resource you will devote to a given social media, you can figure out how to make it work for you. I made the conscientious decision a couple years ago that it wasn't going to be about necessarily just singly about Facebook. It wasn't going to be just about LinkedIn. It wasn't going to be just about Twitter. Each one of those social media, each one of those communities that had different technologies would be a part of the entire process of marketing. So today, whenever I do a YouTube, we have the technology in place that tells Facebook that I'm doing it, that tells LinkedIn that I'm doing it, that tells Twitter that I'm doing it. I tweet. And so it's just a part of what we do every day. So the fact that we create a YouTube 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, and up to 20 YouTubes per week, all with different themes, all with different subjects, but all either about small business or starting a business. Those are the themes that we develop. So I found two very interesting uh, pieces of information, collection of information, and I want to share those with you, plus a couple blogs that I found that I thought were appropriate. But this is a chart that was actually developed by friends of mine at the Dix Nanton Celebrity Branding Agency. They call it their marketing matrix. And there's 2, 4, 7, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There are 22 different boxes. Each box representing um, a discipline. Webinars, teleseminars, speakers, trade associations, newsletter, magazines, social media, CRM campaigns. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Referral programs, media, radio, direct mail, print, email. Email is a discipline that goes through a lot of change all the time. I am not a strong proponent of email as a pure marketing tool. I am a strong proponent of email as a tool for efficient communication. But because email must travel in cyberspace, a lot of things can happen along the way from the time that you send an email until somebody receives that email. All different kinds of things can happen. For instance, yesterday, I had a friend of mine send me an email, but I don't think she really sent it because it looked to be scam, a spam scam. It looked to be a spam scam to me with her name on it, which told me that somebody has stolen her email address and has attempted to try to sell me something, whatever it is that they were trying to sell. So I sent, as soon as I got it, I didn't even open it. I could tell by the subject line that A, it wasn't from Eleanor because I know her style, and B, um, it was from somebody who was absolutely trying to get me to open the email so that they could do something. Unload the Trojan horse, plant a virus, steal my email address, whatever it is they wanted to do, but I wasn't going to open. So the very fact that I only open email from people that I know, absolutely know them, or I have opted in to subscribe to whatever it is they're emailing, but I will not open an email from somebody that I don't know at all, number one. Number two, you'll remember 2 years ago I shared with you the worst email disaster experience that I had ever seen. It's about 2 years ago, between 2 and 3 years ago. A database marketing company, as good as there is in their technology and their abilities to send email, a company called Epsilon, actually had a breach of their technology and a breach of their firewalls, and millions upon millions of email addresses were stolen. What kinds of email addresses were these? The initial stories that came out to report the incident said that they were, well, they gave a list of 30 corporate entities, companies. Virtually, I knew virtually every company on the list, but I was particularly interested about 8 companies that I saw on the list, because in those 8 companies, my email address appears in their customer base. Folks that I do business with, my bank, the largest retail merchant in the world. There were 8 different companies that that their customer lists, their customer email lists were stolen, breached. So what does that mean? Should I be concerned? Should you be concerned if an event like that happens? Absolutely, you should be concerned. Because if somebody steals that email address, the chances are very good that they're going to try to get you to do something, and you think that it's actually the company that you've given permission to email to you. For instance, my bank. At that time, I don't do business with that bank anymore. They became very small business unfriendly to me. And they were at that time the sixth or seventh largest bank in the country. My name was on their list more than once. Now I will not open an email from them because I don't know if it's from, well, I don't do business with them anymore, so I don't care what their emails say. Uh, but I didn't know if they were trying to mail me or if somebody was phishing. 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 Phishing is when you get a piece of email. You think it's from somebody's logo because it's there. You might recognize the name. But when somebody is phishing with you, they've stolen your email address and they're going to try to get you to open up an email from them that has nothing to do with who you think it is. That's phishing. Beware of the fisherman. So anyway, I got this email yesterday from Eleanor, but I knew it wasn't from Eleanor. And I actually sent her an email after I got that. I said, did you send this? No, I don't think you actually sent this to me yesterday, did you? And she never answered me, which is kind of interesting. Uh, but I don't like email. I don't like email for that reason. Uh, I won't even open an email from what used to be my bank. I won't open it from a retailer who might be sending me some valuable coupons. I don't know. I'm just not going to open it because of their name. My name was stolen with their list. Best Buy. Best Buy was another company on that. I wasn't a customer of Best Buy. I've bought a few things there over the years, but I'm not a customer, and I'm certainly not going to open an email from them. But that's the downside of email, and one of the reasons why I'm sharing with you this experience is that we do not support email in David's Barter community. Uh, it is efficient. There's no question about that. But there's too many things that can happen, and I just don't want to spend the resources of David's Barter community as the means of communication. So you can't send an email in that gets on our servers. You can't send an email out that leaves from our servers. You certainly can use your own ISP and communicate with your friends, your other members of the community, but not on our servers. Just a business decision that I made. Instead, we have developed a proprietary messaging system so that a message stays in the community, never leaves the community, is not going to get intercepted outside of the community. And that is a very important concept. And we spent some extra money, resources to make that system available. The only way, in fact, that you can use the system is by, number one, registering in the community. You go to davidsbarter.com, look for the red box, 4 fields of information, and it'll take you 20 seconds to fill out the information. Then you create a community marketing profile for yourself, complimentary. Now, the important thing, the very second field of information asks for your email address. We don't ask for your address to use it, other than we will use it one time, and that's to send you back an email once you've registered. It's called an autoresponder, and it gives you the next steps in the registration process. Why do we use email to do that? In this particular application, it's called email verification, and it's one tool that we have to see if you are a real person registering with a real email address. And it's not a guarantee, but it's a litmus test of sorts. Then if you pass the litmus test, we can go on to the next steps. And in fact, that email will have the next steps that you need to take in the registration process. Not that you need to have that email sent back to you, because you will be prompted once you create a username, give us an email address to send the autoresponder to, and create a password for yourself and verify that password. Then you can move on to the next steps. And that's how strongly we feel about the potential of email marketing. I'd be foolish if I ever made the statement that email marketing doesn't work, because it does work. It's going to, but having said that, its efficiencies become less and less every day instead of greater and greater. There's been a lot of studies shown that folks under 30 years of age don't spend a lot of time emailing, except if it has a Facebook.com address on it, a LinkedIn.com address on it. Twitter is a little bit different, but that's how people are emailing today. And why is that? Well, they're staying within the confines of that community to do the emailing. Now, the email is out in cyberspace from the time it leaves your computer till it gets to its destination, but you're on the servers of somebody else. And email as a technology is probably the easiest thing to breach, because there are so many different providers of email that not everybody is going to be as good as the other person, so that the guidelines, there's not a standard guideline for good email practices. So, enough said about email. Before we actually break down this chart and talk about the 21, did I tell you, different ways that you can market your company, as I look at this list, a lot of them were taken care of for you. So that if you have a landing page in davidsbarter, there's a lot of these things that you don't really even have to think about. We're doing it for you. I did find another interesting infographic, 100 ideas that changed marketing. And they're dots. Each one of those dots represents an idea that changed marketing. I'm going to quickly go through that list. A lot of them, I don't even know what they mean. I'd have to do some further research. And I'm going to quickly see how many I can get through in a very quick fashion. So stay with me, and I will be back in less than 2 minutes.